Welcome back to Oakhill, everyone. Just starting off with getting this maize compacted from last time. I didn't get it done off camera between episodes, so you get to watch for some of it. Today will be the last episode on Oakhill, so we're going to go through and get the beets harvested, get them sold, get most of the other stuff sold, and we'll see how we end up. I'm just trying to run both of the Maxim and the Magnum together, but the Magnum and Courseplay seem to get stuck with the barn the same way that the Maxim was when we were trying to level. So ended up doing it on my own and all done. Got a couple 100,000 litres of maize silage in there fermenting. The spillage has not covered, so it's a bit of a waste, but not a problem. There's plenty of maize silage there. So into the beet harvester. We're going to run that on Courseplay because it's going to take a while. I try setting it up on lands to see if that helps with the dodgy steering. It sort of does. So Courseplay is going to take about an hour to get through this, and we're going to cart because it only holds 10,000 litres, so it fills up fairly quickly. Luckily we don't have to go far because this is going into the feed shed. As always, first headland is a pain. So just trying to keep it empty enough to get it up to somewhere where I can unload it. Can probably tuck in there. Yep, should have Courseplay on pause to unload, because it's now doing its stupid reverse thing, even though it was in a spot where I could park next to it. Oh well. Going to miss Courseplay for a while on FS19. I suspect. I doubt the workers will be as flexible as Courseplay is. So first load in the trailer, it's going to dump that in here. The plan is to store about 100,000 litres of beets, which is about a year's worth for our TMR mix, and the rest will be sold to the BGA because they pay about 450,000 per 1,000 litres. So that's going to give us a nice payday. So we also need to sell the spelt. The price is not at its best, but it's not awful, so we'll get that done as well. And we're sitting on about a £220,000 loan, I think. Anyway, headlands are done, and you can see the harvester is working on the lands. It sort of worked. Wasn't brilliant. It actually might have been easier to have it go on up-down rows because it needed to do 2 runs of the land to be able to empty, which meant I couldn't always empty it when I needed to. I do love that little root crop harvester. We will probably be seeing it again. So yeah, about 100,000 litres there, so the rest is going to be sold to the BGA. Where are we going after this? We are going to, I think it's pronounced Bergeischland, which is a German farming agency horse extension map, which the farming agency are using for their beta testing for TerraLife. I do not have that version. I have the version that you can download like everyone else. But I want to test a few things with it. So I am creating a custom animal food editions for it, which I'm going to upload onto the Maize Plus Discord. So if you want to use that, you can download it. And I'm going to do a video previewing that probably this week. And I'm also going to set it up so that I can use wood chip for bedding for some of the animals. And if people want to see how to do that, I can do a video on that as well, because I think I've got it to work. After failing previously, the alien pool and a couple of other people gave me some tips on how to get that to work. So yeah, I'm going to try that as well. So we're not having to produce loads of straw all the time. So you can see here, yeah, if we were doing up-down rows, that would have been fine. We could have just emptied straight into the trailer. But it made the turning seem to be better, but the unloading not so much. I'm going to jump in to do this last little bit. And we're also trying to clear the mountain of manure that we've gathered because I didn't sell it last time. Yep, so last few rows. The Courseplay missed a few bits, but I'm not too worried about those. We've got a decent amount of beets in total and a reasonable amount to sell. We have something like 80,000 litres to sell and 100,000 litres to feed the herd. Obviously I could have sold all of it because we're not continuing, but I want to leave the farm set up as if I was continuing, because I think that's realistic. So we'll get the harvester into the yard and give it a wash, and then get that packed away. And then we have some serious selling to do. So first is the manure. We need to get some fuel in the truck desperately as well. So the BGA pays almost double for beets, so yeah, we are going to make a lot more than just selling another couple of days worth of manure. So manure is all gone onto the beets. We're going to load these up with the bucket. I tried to use the conveyor belt I have, but it doesn't work with beets, and it's actually making the game crash. And you might see later if the footage is in, I was having some issues where I used it to light up this belt, and I was having some issues with it then. So it's probably a good point that we're ending the save. First load full. We've got almost another trailer full. I'm going to stop by the fuel tank and just put a little bit in the truck because we're lower than I am comfortable with. And we went the other way around to the BGA just to have a look at some of the other bits of the map as we finish up. It would be nice if this map came to 22 because there are loads of other cool little farms on here that I've not touched at all, like this little pig farm. Right, last few buckets full going in. We're then going to progress time to the next day so we can see what we make from the BGA, and then we can look at selling this belt and selling off some of the last of the herd, or the last bit of the herd that we're going to sell. Not the last of the herd. The herd's going to keep going. So we'll park the Kramer up, and yeah, 38,000 litres going into the BGA, and that should have paid us about £39,000 for the beets, and in total we got about 73,000. So yeah, it was close between the mountain of manure that we had and the couple of trailer loads of beets. So next is loading up the spelt. It's not peak price, but it's about 600 per 1,000 litres, which is pretty good. So we're sitting at 87,000 now. We need to get to 200 and something to be debt free when we finish up, and in a pretty good position, I think. I think we've got about 3 trailer loads to take. So this is load number 2, and that video seems a little bit jerky and weird. Last load going in. I think this was where I was having problems with the belt, making the game a bit laggy. So yeah, good point to be ending it, I think, because it was every time I had the belt going that I got some lag spikes. But it is a really useful belt. It's really cheap and actually really effective. So lights off in that shed, door shut. Last load going to the sell point. And we're just going to knock the loan down, so we now owe, I think it was £85,000. What I'm going to do is sell off enough cows so that we've cleared the loan, and see what that leaves us. I was hoping to have 2 lots of cows to sell because I didn't sell any previous game day, but for some reason I don't know, I'm not sure why. So 93,000 for that load because some of them were heavier, and then picking up the last load. So my plan is to sell these and buy enough to leave us with enough money to clear the loan and have a bit of capital for going forwards. And hopefully we'll have a fairly full cow shed still. So yeah, loan cleared, 6 grand in the bank. We are a few cows short on keeping the pen at 500, but you know, from where we started this expansion, we're in a much better place than we were at the end of last year. So we've got 493 cows. I haven't fed them because it's last game day. So yeah, we've got maize in the pit. We've got grass that we could mow, so it would be really good in terms of grass silage. Pen is almost full of cattle. We've got a load of grass silage bales. The beets kind of knocked some of them over, which was a little bit annoying. We've got loads of hay in the shed. I've really enjoyed playing this map, if I'm honest. It's been great fun. Been a bit of a challenge with beef cattle to make it profitable, but yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Everyone, leave me a like and a comment, and I will see you in the new series.